Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live Sessions. Today we have Martel Smooth on. I'm so excited to have you on. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. Glad to be here. How are you today?
I'm doing really great.
That's
Um,
good.
so why don't we jump right in and let's talk about like how you first got into music and what kind of led you down this path.
Absolutely. So I always say I started just being a kid. Uh, Started by watching Moonwalker, Michael Jackson. I would watch
Yeah,
it every day, all day, try to emulate him.
yeah,
And it went from there to my love grew for an artist by the name of Tupac, which is my favorite lyricist.
yeah.
But it all started at 5, just watching Michael Jackson.
Awesome.
That's
What do you
that's
what
when
do
I
you think?
felt the love for it, and when I heard Tupac, Digital Undergrounds, I get around.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Um, so what do you think like kind of began or what attracted you to that? Like what popped out about Michael Jackson or Tupac for that matter that really made you kind of grab on and say, music is my thing?
It was a feeling, a
Mm.
feeling. I would be outside playing, a car would ride by, and I'd just be in a trance, and I just
Mhm.
stand still. Then I'd be looking around like, did anybody else feel that, or like it? And I just jump back into being outside playing, or
Yeah.
those are those moments it started. Um, But I'll say at 18 is when I made up my mind. It also at 10, I started writing poetry for my mom. So it started out me just writing, cute poems telling her how much I love her and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that, and then high school, I would do a lot of battles, like
Okay.
disses to each other, but in
Yeah.
good competition. Like it was me
Yeah.
and my friends would go back and forth. Um, so it was stages, but when I really decided that I wanted to be serious about it was 18. I said this is what I'm doing, and I haven't looked back since.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that Tupac kind of set the scene in the way he did his music and then his lyrics of being so very transparent in how he portrayed his music? Do you think that kind of influenced you a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I always looked at him as the most diverse lyricist.
Hmm.
Um, you figure he acted, he modeled, he was in a fashion. He had all types of songs. He had songs that are Dear Mama, talking about
Yes.
his mom. Then he had Keep Your Head Up, Tupac Cares If Nobody Else Cares. Then one of my favorite songs by him, Listen to Changes. He's
Yeah.
talking about like we need to treat each other better. See,
Yeah.
people always focus on all the thugged out Tupac stuff, but they never talk about changes and how positive he was. He's one of the most positive MCs of all time.
Yeah.
But
I
he,
would have to agree with that. I
yeah.
mean, changes is definitely uh changes and California Love, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Um are like my two favorites of his. Dear Mom was very awesome and amazing, and I think it really set the stage for letting hip hop and rap know, people that were fans of that know that it's okay to have some feeling and not have to be a thug all the time. That it's not all about that. And so, I really believe that he really set that stage for everybody to come, of like, hey, like you can talk about, important matters like in changes. Uh,
Exactly.
uh, I've yet to see a black president, and all of that. Like, I feel like he really set with that song. He really gave people the option of like being in that genre and also being a voice of reason and a voice of change too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like your style is kind of like his, or do you just kind of draw from his sense of um, presentation? Excuse me.
I pull from everywhere. He's one of my favorite artists, but also I know it's controversial. R. Kelly is one of my goats. Jay-Z, and we're
Yeah,
talking musically.
yeah,
Musically speaking, those are musical geniuses.
yeah.
Aaliyah, D'Angelo. Like I'm so inspired by everything and everyone. But I would say, yeah, yeah, he does influence my style a lot. But
Mhm.
you know, I know how to study and still be me. You know what I mean?
So I was
I
just gonna
study
ask.
from the greats.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. Is do you kind of keep a sense of yourself with it all and be able to have a sense of have a sense of pride in what you're putting out and the vision that you're putting out with your music, but also kind of pull, a little bit from them and
Yeah.
how they became who they are, really,
Yes,
Um,
yes, because you got to keep it authentic. You know, if you're goofy, be goofy. If you're sexy, be sexy. If you a bad boy, be a bad boy. If you're smart, super intelligent, be super intelligent. If you're everything, be everything. I believe in being you. I'm not gonna get caught up in being nothing outside of myself.
yeah,
I think it stands true through the art that I present.
yeah,
Uh, Even my shoes is destiny steps. I'm telling people take destiny steps. We can all take destiny steps on separate paths, but we all can take destiny steps. Music, it's a little positivity in there, but music is just, you got. I just do what the music tell me to do. I can't be a preacher, so. But I don't think I have any negative music out there. It's music you can ride to,
I would.
cry to, have fun to.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I would have to agree. I don't think you have anything out that's going to sway in that direction, but I know, coming into this new era of where hip hop has changed quite a bit
Mm.
in the way it is now,
Oh
whereas in
yes.
the, early 90s or 90s it was later 90s maybe, cuz I think Tupac was 95 or something. In those years, it was very it had just come on the like scene of being, huge, where Dr. Dre and Eminem and Aaliyah and all these, Missy Elliott, all these people were coming out and showing that it was a really great genre to listen to and they had something to say. And so I would agree. I don't think everything's negative. I think it's just the connotation of rappers and hip hop
Yeah.
always having some sort of, run with the law or something like
Yeah.
that. And then it just became this like cloud over that whole genre, which sucks because, like you said, you know, um, changes was like from Tupac was just like this really sentimental song and how it really faced the issues of that time. I would be so curious as to what he would write now if he was in this time. Like that blows my mind every
Yeah.
single time I think about it. I'm like, man, it would have been so perfect for that kind of, writing right now,
Absolutely. I agree with you 1,000%. That would be great. Oh man.
Yeah. I think he would have killed that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Honestly.
yeah. He would have definitely in
Yeah.
today's time, man.
Oh man. Yeah.
Uh,
And I don't and you look at all these other, Eminem and Dr. Dre and Jay-Z and all these other people that are, we're in that same time period and very very fortunate to continue on, but I don't see from them the sense of wanting to use it as a platform for getting a message out. It's more just like whatever, like
mhm.
whatever music they want to sing. And I'm not saying that they're not bad at what they do and that they don't have great lyrics, because they do, all of them. Most of them are geniuses in it all. But I do think that he kind of changed the game. So, coming into this era of your life and continuing to do it since you were 18, which is, 20 years plus, like, how do you feel about writing now in this time and what you want to get across in your music?
Yeah, and this time it's went through so many different changes since when I just first said I want to do it. So it's like you got to constantly adapt. But
Yeah.
I always, since I first started, I've always kept the mentality like I make what I like to listen to.
Mm,
And I think if I could make things I would like to listen to, because I listen to everything and everyone, I'm like, I got a pretty good ear. So if I make what I like, chances are some people in the world will like it too.
yeah, for sure. You'll
You know?
find your people, as they say.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm open. I know, and especially in hip hop, they don't like having writers and all that. Like I've been writing music forever, so that's
yeah,
writing is easy. But I don't consider myself a rapper. I don't consider myself I'm an MC at heart, yes, but I consider myself a musical artist.
Mm,
Because when you put rapper, it locks you in a box. I'm going to experiment. You may hear me do something country. I might do R&B. Matter of fact, the project I just dropped is R&B. So it's a blend of rap,
yeah.
hip hop, and R&B. But it dropped as an R&B joint project. You know, like again, I want to tap into country. Like it's going to be. I'm an artist, so don't put a period where God put a comma. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 100%. And what about those, now that everybody's kind of doing this like genre jumps, with what they're doing either into pop or into country, Beyonce went into country, like, and Post Malone went into country, like all these people being able to cross genre, you know, um I feel like that is this like new way of thinking about being an artist rather than you're just the music that you put out, can be anything really rather than, and you can be creative with it and rather than just being in one spot, and as you said, like a
Absolutely.
box.
Absolutely. I'm allergic to boxes. I break out of them.
That's a great way to look at it. That's fantastic. I've never heard it that way. That was amazing. But I do think that like it's so amazing to be able to see yourself as an artist because I think a lot of people miss that, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I have to be country or I have to be whatever it is that I put out and I can't change over. And in the 6 years almost 6 years I've been doing this, like I have seen so many people jump genres and they're way happier where they want what that is because that's who they wanted to be rather than whatever they recorded, right?
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's a great way to look at the word artist, like you're not just a rap artist or a pop artist or whatever, you can be anything and have anything. And that's what I think music is creative, right? Like
Yeah.
you can do anything with it.
That's what's so beautiful about it.
Yeah, 100%. Like and I agree that like the boxes are what I think allow people to kind of stay complacent and they don't want to be any more than that creativeness inside that little box where every note can be something else, and so I feel like that you have like a really great look on that, like that's amazing to
No,
have such
absolutely.
a broadened view of it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Where do you think that comes from? Like who gives you that idea of like you can just be anybody or anything or do anything?
I would say my relationship with God. Um,
Okay.
God is my best friend. I talk to God like I'm talking to a best friend right here. And God has weird ways of revealing things to me before they happen. And I go with that feeling. It's those
Yeah.
little nudges, those little nudges. You know, and then I think about it. When I first said I wanted to rap, it was a lot of rejection. It was
Mhm.
you trash, stop doing it. And at that time, it did need to be developed, so it wasn't the best. But when I heard my voice on a track, I said something about that just feel right.
Yeah,
It
right.
feels right, and I said if I keep honing this, we can do something with it.
Yeah.
And my goal was, it was never to be famous or anything. It was really, I just wanted to do what I love to do for a living. I look at work like we spend most of our time at work. So I always thought I want to enjoy what I do. So if I can make what I make at my 9 to 5 doing music, that's a win.
Yeah.
And keep trying to improve. But uh eyeballs come with it, attention comes with it. That's the part that's hard for me. I think I've even held myself back in the past just out of
Mhm.
fear of what really can
Yeah.
happen. That's
Yeah.
good because I get anxiety in large crowds and things like that. So I know I picked a hell of a career choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's I mean, it's what it is. I learned to deal with it, like having to put yourself on social media and all that. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the part that I kind of uh get kind of iffy about. It's just
Yeah. Right.
I'm laid. I got a laid back personality, so all
Yeah.
the attention and eyeballs and stuff. get me nervous sometimes, but I can handle it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that starting from 18 to now, do you think that social media has helped you at all or kind of made it harder?
I think social media has helped tremendously. Like plenty of opportunities I got, I wouldn't even got off if it wasn't for social media. Like just not too long ago, the legendary former NFL player Antonio Brown,
Okay?
uh, he sent, reached out to me. I won't discuss what we said, but
Yeah.
like keep going. And he actually made a video, like a social media video to my song Royalty. So shout out to AB. You didn't
Yeah.
have to do that. Thank you. But
Yeah.
without social media, it wouldn't be moments like that. Or when I got the Tommy Hilfiger campaign a few years ago, it didn't fall through, but I still, something happened off that. It was a big deal to me,
Yeah.
but it also hurts too sometimes because sometimes you reach out to people and they get to see you in your aura, and sometimes that light gets you in trouble. The
Yeah.
light gets you in trouble sometimes, so it can go either way.
Yeah, it's kind of a pendulum, I think,
Oh
it can
yeah, yeah,
sway
yeah.
forever. Yeah,
Hmm.
100%. I agree. I mean, like you, I don't like, lights on me, but I picked this for some reason. And so I totally agree. Like there's this I've had it too, with the show and stuff where artists are
Hmm.
upset or, they're like, "Oh, you suck" or whatever. And so I
Wow.
think with social media, it becomes all you have to like be the person who you want to portray on social media, like and be the gateway because there's so many people that can just bring it to this spot of like this really bad place and then you lose out on those kind of opportunities, right, where you're like
True.
f f it, I don't
Yep.
want to be on social media. Y'all can find me on music like we used to do, you know
Hmm. Yeah. No,
and
absolutely.
word of mouth, or whatever. So I feel like you have a really good head on your shoulders about it because a lot of people really feel like social media is like the way to do it all, and it's all centered around that. And I feel like you kind of come from the same kind of era as me, where like it's still word of mouth, it's still and engaging with people, but also allowing them to kind of make form their own opinion and instead of like having all these other people comment on all these things and be like, oh yeah, that's right, and not make a conscious decision of what they really think.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So for your music, like, how do you think you've changed over the years in how you write, like, and how you make your music?
Um,
Have you like the growth, in that? How much have you grown since then to now?
I've grown so much just as an artist, but it come from, man. I always worked like Kobe in the gym. Hundreds of songs before anybody, before one social media post,
Mhm.
because I've been doing it really since before social media came into the
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
So I mean, social media was there but not like it is today.
yeah,
um but it's always a feeling. I go with a feeling, and whatever the music tell me to do, I do. But I remember when I first started really developing, when I really saw a change in my artistry. I woke up every day at 6 in the morning. I would meditate for about 15 minutes, get a cup of coffee, jump in a booth, and I would treat it like my 9 to 5. And I would take a lunch break at 12, and I would be done at by 3:30 p.m. But I would record that entire time frame. And I
yeah.
did that 5 days a week for a few years. That's
Wow.
when I saw the real change in my artistry. Like,
Yeah,
and I record so much that I have so much music already cooked up. So that's another thing that inspired me by Tupac. I like the way he worked. He would throw out an album every 2 days before it
yeah,
was popular, you
yeah,
know. And I just work fast like that. That's why this joint project that I just dropped worked so perfect, because I never worked with an artist that is on the same capacity as me, because I come a lot. And
yeah,
like I sent her a song, boom, sent it right back. I said, what? Sent four in one day. She sent four more songs back the same day. I said, oh yeah. And I was like, we might as well make a project.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, I love that fast, like,
Yeah, fast paced. Yeah.
because I feel like I'm. I used to try to be a perfectionist. Well, I forget the
Perfectionist.
word. Per,
Yeah.
I can't get the word. I'm a little nervous right now.
No,
So,
you're
but I do know the word, you know. But I tr perfectionist.
yes.
I used to try to be that, but I always like I used to tell my friends growing up, like, man, I'll fix it on the next song. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll fix it on the next song. Just keep recording. You're gonna flush it all the you gotta get all of the whack stuff out to get to the
Yeah.
good stuff, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah. Of course. The detox of words and music and the being able to get to the heart of it rather than having all of the muddy on top of it and it be all muddled. Yeah, I
Exactly.
totally hear that. Do you have anybody else you'd like to like collaborate with or do an album like that with it going for
Uh,
in the future?
yeah, yeah. I'm looking. That's the thing. I look for. I go all based on the music. You know, I'm open. I'm working on another joint collab. Uh, well, we getting it. You know, getting the idea together. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always looking to collaborate. You know, I started out in groups. So I always
Okay.
loved collaborating, but I went through this period where nobody wanted to work with me, and I was like, okay. I mean, and then sometimes like I've heard people say like, oh, he want to get all the shine, or he wanted to be just about him, and I'm be like, no, that's not the case. I don't. People I reach out and people like play me and don't want to work
Yeah.
with me, so that's why I do everything solo. You know what I mean? I work with who work with me.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, and I've seen that too where you find that you're open to like work with other people, but they're like for some reason the jive doesn't happen, you know, and
Yeah.
there's no
Mhm.
like synergy between the two of you, and so then the music doesn't become the best it can be at that point, right? So I totally get that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, like it's hard, I think, to collaborate and have it not be forced, you know.
Yeah.
And so I that's where I what is your process then? Like what do you do lyrics? Do you do songs? Like what where do you sit with that line of like how to process through and get it from the beginning to the end of the song or recorded?
I always start with, I believe beat selection is key.
Okay.
Without the beat, we don't have a song. Without the music behind it. So I scored it. I spend just as much time on the internet looking for producers. Um, And it may be some producers, you might just like one beat out of their catalog and you end up buying that or getting
Yeah.
that. But some of them you could develop a relationship with and get more production. But me, I always start with the beat selection. It could
Mhm.
be some beats that I might have for a year and I can't get the idea because I do it all here first. So, but then there's some stuff that jump right to my head as soon as I hear the beat. I'm like, oh, and then I just start getting it. Sometimes I'll type it in my note in my notes on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I type it on paper, right on paper. Sometimes I'll just keep it in my head and just do it like that.
Yeah.
But it always starts with the beat. Once I get the beat, my mind start working like a computer, like boop boop
Yeah.
boop boop, and it
Yeah.
just
It's over from there.
flow.
Yeah. Do you have you ever like had to work like a long time on a song like where it just I don't know, you had the first verse or whatever, and then it just took a while for it to come back to something that could be a whole song. Oh,
I It was a long time ago. It took me about 3 months to write something, but I wasn't using
oh,
paper. So I would every time I get in the
oh,
car, I listen to the beat and write it in my mind.
yeah,
So that's the longest it took me. It's 3 months, and that only happened a few times. I work really fast, so I would say the longest it took has taken is 3 months.
yeah. Do you so with your with the fast turnaround, where do you draw your themes from for your songs? Like what inspires you and to write what you're writing in each song?
The
Where do you
music,
draw those things from?
I literally do what the music tell me to do. But the inspiration, uh, I don't do this as much as I used to, but I still do it. Everything that has always inspired me is everything before me.
Mm,
if you go back to the Beatles, John Lennon,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Prince, Aaliyah, R. Kelly, Jay Z. Like I just listen to everything before me. That if I'm like having a creative surge, usually if I go back and study some greats, it always inspires me. And then I'm a big documentary head, so I've always watched documentaries. That inspires
Mhm.
me too. That sometimes that inspires me to just create and I just jump up.
Yeah.
You know, I love watching like behind the music and
Yes.
all those documentaries. That does the job. Like I remember my dad had put me up on a I believe it was a "What's Going On" Marvin Gaye documentary. That inspired me, and I made a song, and I made it with that style,
Mhm.
and that ended up peaking at number 16 on it's on my board. Number 16. It's a song called 2020, and I released it when all the craziness was going on in the
Yeah.
world. But I wrote it like the end of 2019, and it was inspired by like that type of time frame of music, like Marvin Gaye, the oldies days. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
got that oldies feel, and it peaked at number 16 on a radio charts in the Philippines. And I
Wow.
released that as a world song, so it didn't come out like hip hop or R&B. It came out under the genre world songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you very precise in like that in how you let your music out, or maybe not let, but you know, uh, uh, release your music? Are you very precise in how you want it to be, the marketing, the how you want people to see it? Like, are you very particular about that? Does that fit into that
Yes.
perfectionism that you were talking about earlier?
Now that's where I'm more so like that when it's time to present it. I gotta have it mixed. Um, I got artwork. I'm really into the artwork. That's my favorite part because
Mm,
modeling is a part of what I like to do as well.
yeah.
So it's like we're having a modeling background as well. That's when you get to blend the two. You get to blend it with the music. And I think that's what tells the story. And I think I heard Andre 3000 said,
Mm,
he said he liked to look like the music. And that's what I do. I like to look like the music. And each 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 wardrobe is telling that. It's telling the story of the music as well.
yeah. Yeah. Wow. What of your songs, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, yeah. I got a few favorites, but if I had to pick one, royalty, royalty. If I had to pick one, but I got a good four favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you're more than welcome to have four. I just always figure everybody
No,
at
no,
least has
absolutely.
one. But do you what do you see in these ones that make them kind of stand out from all of the music that you've made in so long? Like what is their you know
Well,
sort.
royalty kind of changed my music life. It gave me a lot of streams, a lot of attention, and it's just I loved it, you know. But I noticed they're like mantras. Um,
Yeah.
it's like the law of attraction and things like that. If you
Yeah.
they say if you say you can, you're probably right, and if you say you can't, you're probably right. It's
Yeah.
all about how you look at it and how you view it. So I don't
Yeah.
believe in telling myself negative things. Um, I
Awesome.
believe in programming yourself
Yeah.
and to think that okay, I might not have that now, but if I work hard and I keep it on the vision board and keep putting it in my mind,
Yeah.
you know. So
Okay.
I like to translate that over to people too, because I know as an artist, I just saw a saying not too long ago that they show up for what you do. They don't show up, or what you give them. They don't show up for you. So I know being an artist it's about being you and marketing you, but
Oh,
I think people miss the crumbs that I leave because of the wardrobe or the shades or the way I present it. I think people miss the little gems in there. Like I
yeah.
always tell people, like in Instagram, you looking at my clothes and what I'm wearing and all that. Look at the caption.
Yeah.
Look at the caption. That's where the real jewels at. that's things for you. You know what I mean? That's things for you guys to take and
Yeah.
run with, you know. And I'm sorry, it's a long-winded question answer, but with royalty, you're in the presence of royalty. All I'm I'm programming you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not just saying I'm royalty. You guys out there are royalty too.
Yeah.
But sing
Yeah.
along, and you're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel good.
Yeah. Do you,
Legend, another
is it
song,
very
Legend.
important to you to get it out as a, like, to be that positive kind of light for people when they listen to your music?
Yes, I definitely want that. Now, but I never wanted to do it in a preachy way. Like,
Yeah. Right.
um,
Yeah.
like my mom used to tell me the story about how when I was like 2 or 3 years old, her and my grandmother, they thought I was going to be a preacher. And I always say, how, why? She said it was something you said, but you was like 2 or 3. And ever since then, they thought I was going to be a preacher. And I'm like, well, I still got a mic. It's kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of similar. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
Just in
I
a
don't like
different
to be
way.
I don't like to be preachy in my music though.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And well, and I don't, I think in the ones that I listen to, I don't feel like that either. I feel like you
Yeah.
very much come across as being able to um tell your story or tell the theme of what you're trying to get across in your music very well and very articulated. Um and I think you have really diverse lyrics too, which I think leads back also to, the previous people that we've been talking about that have come out. But it's do you in your music, like when you're sitting there writing the lyrics, like do you feel like that's, or do you have a way of like a process of how you come about having all, like how it comes out, like whether it's rhyming or whether it's whatever, whatever the theme is, however you want to go about it. But do you have a process in that? Is it kind of the same thing you do each time with those songs, so that they do have this like um a reflection of who you are in your words, or do you find it kind of easy to just put it all out there and see where it kind of leads in that direction of what it's going to do?
Yeah, like for a long time I had a guarded process.
Mm,
I gave you my personality traits, but I didn't give you too much of me.
yeah.
I think that also is when it changed, and that's a few years ago. I've always been authentic and been me, but I've always like kept a piece of me back. But
Yeah.
now, hey, I'm out there each song. You see, he can be funny sometimes because everything doesn't have to be serious, But there's songs where,
Yes.
oh, he's serious. This is serious, or there's songs that have fun. I guess my what I want to do, I want to be a backdrop to your life, a
Mm,
soundtrack to your life. If I want to do that, and I want to do that for me as well, I want to be a soundtrack for my life as well. But for me to
yeah.
do that, I have to be real with the world and understand everything's not always peachy. So I need a
Yeah.
song for when you're happy. I need a song for when you're sad. I need a song for when you're grieving. I need a song for when you want to make love. I need songs for when you want to go to the club and have a good time. I'll try to make music off all emotions and all
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
Life, you know.
Yeah. Is that how you go into them then? Like, okay,
Yes.
this is a song for just those days where you're like, I hate the world or whatever, like whatever it is that they're feeling. So you go into them like that, like a clear a clear focus of what you're trying to accomplish.
I would say I go into it super focused like that if it's a complete project. I like the
Oh, okay.
project to
Okay.
be cohesive. So that's why I say I have a production way of doing it as well. I will
Mm,
go through it like I'm Dr. Dre or a producer
yeah.
because that's key. If it's a project, I want that to sound right from beginning to end. That's
Yeah.
why I can pick beats from different producers. I can have 10 different beats from 10 different producers, but it's going to sound like one producer made the whole project. And I
Yeah.
think that's a very slept on skill that people don't realize. I sequence all my projects. Listen to how cohesive those sound. My
Yeah.
last project, uh, Point of No Return, that was produced by one producer by the name of DJ
Oh,
Horsey. But that was the first time I did that. All my other stuff is it's like I'm picking from
yeah.
different, and it still flows together. That is a really slept on art.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. How do you go into making the albums? Like with that going in and choosing specific music to kind of fit the theme that you're going for. But, how do you choose the songs that actually get into that thing? Are they already just pre-done and you're like, this is the song that these are the songs? Or is it like a kind of like you make it as you go and that becomes the album? Or how does that work for you?
Usually with the project, I go through a beat selection process,
Yeah.
and it's for example, I go with Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb. That kind of happened because it's these magic moments as well. Do Not Disturb came off. I'm like, I felt like I haven't recorded in a while, and I feel guilty if I do that. So I'm like, nah, let me get up and so I get up. I find a couple beats. I said, this is because sometimes it finds me. Sometimes I know what I'm looking for, but I don't know where to look, and it
Yeah.
makes its way to me. Do Not Disturb created itself. I was sitting on the bed. I said, oh, I like this. Boom, boom, boom. Wrote to that real quick. And then
Yeah.
I was in a zone. This was just a real weird zone. And I'm like, whoa, I'm on a third song. Whoa, hold on. And I'm like, this is the sound I wanted for my next project, and it found
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it wasn't even meant to be a joint project at first. I've had the title Do Not Disturb in my mind for like years, but I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
knew I wanted it to be an R&B project because it fits that theme.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily know it was going to be a joint collaboration. After I wrote, recorded, I'm like, man, this needs a female on it, man. A female's perspective, add some more melodies. And I've always wanted to make duets, like the
Mm.
Nelly Kelly song,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
uh, LL Cool J, Anne Marie, Paradise,
Yeah.
Fabulous did a lot of them back in the day. Ja Rule, I gotta give him his
Oh,
props.
Ja
He's like the
Rule and
king.
what's her
Ja
name?
Rule and Ashanti, they're like the
Ashanti. There
king and
you go.
queens of it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's what inspired this as well. But I sent them, and the chemistry worked, and it came out to be a great project. But
Yeah.
that's my new bag. I want to make a lot of duets. That's why I need more people to collaborate with. I
Yeah.
want to. I'm ready to do my duets. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of gold comes from that, right? Like you have two people on a project where there's the saying two heads are better than one, right? Like you have this, maybe they'll think of something you wouldn't have thought of, and then it becomes the icing on the cake, right, of the whole thing,
Absolutely.
whatever, and so do you think going forward you kind of want to keep that momentum of like collabs, or do you want to continue to just kind of do it as it flows and goes with the music that you're making?
I definitely go with the flow, but I am definitely reaching out for more collaborations. But again, I got my next project is a double project, already recorded, mixed,
Wow.
artwork. I really made that before I made Do Not Disturb. And that's why I say
Wow,
it'd be weird.
jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made this project a year ago. So that's
Wow.
what I say.
Okay.
I record so much that it's like picking from like, okay, what we gonna go with this project,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Why did you not record it? Why did you not release it back then? What was the kind of draw from that?
I'm
Drawback.
big on timing. It could have went out then, but uh it's another project I had called Point of No Return.
Yeah.
And you got the song, the project that has royalty on it, Legend, Champagne, which are all like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's called Turning Point. And that's when I said, okay, in life and in my music career, I'm at a turning point. You
Yeah.
know, I'm standing in the middle. That's why the artwork is me standing in the middle of two roads, and I gotta choose because
Mm,
you gotta make your decision. It's called
yeah.
Turning Point. So the next project had to be Point of No Return.
Yeah.
It's like I made my decision and
Yeah. That's it.
ain't no going back
Yeah.
with
Right.
this decision I'm making in life and my career. Like if I'm gonna do this, hey, I do it till I'm 80 years old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm making my choice.
Yeah.
And that artwork is me walking away from chaos. It's things exploding and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. That
So
makes sense.
yes, I treat it like a movie almost.
Yeah,
because
that's pretty cool.
I'm a movie head and I'm an actor as well. So I
Yeah.
bring all of the passions to one.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
Point of No Return looks like a movie cover to me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's this, and I think like you kind of, that makes more sense now if you're like a movie guy and kind of like an actor, because you definitely have that like um show quality, right? Of like how you present it and how it is seen, and the visuals that you give off. Like I really feel like that really blends into what you're doing. And so that makes much more sense now.
Yes, yes. And like when I hear the music, when I hear the beats, I see colors. Like
Ah, okay.
royalty, I see gold.
Yeah.
Um, Do Not Disturb, I see like black and purple. The
Mm.
sound, I associate colors with sounds with colors. And I don't know, it's like I hear a beat and I'm like, this is a black and red beat. Okay, this is a green
Mm.
beat. And it helps me.
Wow.
And then sometimes, a lot of times, I have the album cover before the music, and I base the
Oh, wow.
music off the album cover.
Hmm.
So I'll have like an album cover to a project, and based on what I'm wearing and what the artwork look like, okay, I need to go into the red beats. I need to go into the green beats. I need to go into the gold beats,
Yeah.
and that's also
Yeah. Is that how
yeah,
you kind of I'm going to say the word wrong. Compartmentalize. There you go. Is
yep,
that how you compartmentalize your music? Is how you kind of feel where it leads in color or feeling or however.
yes, definitely. With colors, emotions, and wardrobe is
Mm.
really how I really place it together. Colors,
Yeah.
emotions, sounds, and wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool because it becomes like you're kind of hitting on all spots of what people kind of look for, right? The if people are more visual but they like the music and they're more visual, then that becomes like the wardrobe or what you have behind you or however you portray that album. But I mean it's definitely like, and what about your marketing? Like how do you market things so that it comes so people get the idea of what you're trying to get across and wanting to listen to that album.
Yes, absolutely. Marketing, I'm still working on marketing.
Mhm.
I want to invest more into marketing, but with the marketing that I do, I believe in going hard with whatever you trying to market. And I believe in social media, but I also believe in hitting the pavement. This
Yeah.
is where I lack at, and I got to get on it. I have ideas. I want to hit up colleges, man, and get to
Yeah.
the people and say, hey. And the thing is, with music being digital now, it's hard. It's not hard. It's easy. But what I'm saying is I like the CD era. Me growing up, that gave me a feeling when I seen that Jay-Z Blueprint album cover.
Mhm. Yeah.
It did something. So I'm working on some ways to get some physical things. It won't be CDs because I always believe in using new school tools with old school rules.
Yeah.
So I like blending the two. We can't be dinosaurs, but you always got to move with the time. That's
Oh,
number
for
one.
sure.
That's something
Yeah.
I've always learned. I don't care. You be you, but you got to move with the times. That's
Yeah.
when you get left behind, when you're not willing to evolve and go with the times.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I'm definitely working on something physical. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Well, I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing that. That's
No,
awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I agree. Like you can't I think that's why a lot of people maybe do jump genres is you have to evolve. You can't stay in the same, and it also comes with knowing like who you are as an artist, I think too, and your sound and how you sing or whatever your choice of releasing music is. But
Mhm.
like I think that has a complete play in it too, and how your music gets to people and the marketing, like you hear one person, let's say, um yeah, like Jay-Z, let's just go with that for a second, you know, or Gwen Stefani, or, you know, like you hear them, you're like, oh yeah, that's a Gwen Stefani song. There's no doubt, you know, or that's a Jay-Z song, hands down, you know, like
Exactly.
you can always like kind of pick it out because they've kind of honed in on what their sound is, you know. So
Absolutely.
how do you stick with that, but also stick with the creative, you know, blending of not being in a box, but also staying to like, this is who I am as an artist. This is what I am, you know, this is my sound, you know. How do you do that?
Uh, I would say by picking and choosing. Um, it sounds that the I'm not ready to release, because it, it's just like I believe in timing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like sometimes the world's not ready for your next sound either. So it's
Yeah.
like I like to okay, this is Martel Smooth now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm a psycho, but it it's 2025, but I already know, like I already have a vision for 26, 27. Like
Yeah.
I always kept my vision, like even back in the day, like even now, like now I got braids, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is before I had braids, I was wearing 360s for maybe 5 years, but I was like, my next hairstyle is going to be braids, and that's going to be
Yeah.
the new era, Martell
Yeah.
Smooth. Then I'm already looking like I already know what the next haircut is going to be, whether it's 5 years from now, because it all goes with your artistry too. And then
Yes.
when you have different looks, you get different feels or different, like even a web series I did called Living It Up. I played a guy by the name of Chris. The first
Mhm.
half of the show, the first half of the season, I had one look. The second half, I had a different look because that translated with the acting. The second
Mhm.
half, he had a mohawk. It made him more. It gave him more of an edge, and he was just more.
Yeah.
It helped. It changed the character's arc because everybody know with acting, you're supposed to hit an arc. You got to have an
Yes.
arc.
Yep.
And he came in nice, friendly, Chris. Trying to get his girl back with the haircut on the first half of the show season, but then on the second half, he came back in town with the mohawk, leather jacket. All he was missing was a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was an arc, a character arc.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Is that how you kind of look at each project?
Yes,
Like it has to
absolutely.
have that like that arc, that character reveal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
Um, that gets me excited to make the music.
Yeah.
That's why I would have the wardrobe for the artwork before I even get the music.
Wow.
Then I look at the wardrobe. I'm like, okay, this the artwork. Then I go back to that computer, that mental computer. Okay, red, blue. Okay, green, gold. Okay, what are we going for? Like, I want to make a rock album. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna do the rock look when it's time to make that album. When I do
Yeah.
the country album, it's gonna be the country look.
Yeah.
Um, I want to make an oldies album, and I want to
Mhm.
put on like one of those suits that the Temptations used to wear, and
Yeah.
have my afro real big, like,
Yeah.
you know, uh,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel
For
like that's
example,
so
even
cool.
I made a project last year. It's not an album, so the quality is not. I wanted it to be kind of muddy because
Yeah.
it's a fruit just a throw out project, but it's called Too Smooth.
Okay.
Too Smooth is an alias I go by. And I wore my hair in a perm like Snoop did back in the day. How
Yeah.
Snoop used to wear. I went for that feel for it. You know what I mean? And I gathered a lot of inspiration from him on that project too. But
Yeah.
it's just the sound. But as soon as you hear it, you're gonna be like, I see why he wore the perm and put on like look like the Michael Jackson suit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
When you're in this zone of a project, do you listen to like certain music? Or
Oh,
do you
oh
listen
yeah.
and because you were saying earlier like you make sure that there's positive vibe, right? Like you're in that zone and that focus. So like does that translate to when you're in the zone of like making an album, you have all the songs and stuff picked out, but or maybe don't and you're still working on it. Do you listen to certain things so that you're locked into what you're going for? Like let's say the oldies album or something and you're listening to the Beatles or Elvis or you know Temptations or you know Marvin Gaye, whatever. Like, you know, who is that something that you try to like encapsulate when you're in that moment?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially if it's a theme project. Oh man, it's fun. It's like it's almost like when I get a script. before a show or a
Mm.
movie or something, and I get to turn into that character and prepare for that role. I
Yeah.
treat the music as if I'm an actor preparing for a movie role. So
Yeah.
the script is the album cover. Uh, I mean the beats and the that starts with the script. Then I start to write my part of the script by adding my lyrics to the beats, and I don't want
Mhm.
to overdo it or underdo it. One thing with creative music, I keep it simple. Once I have to think too much and all that, it gives me writer's block. I don't like to have to think,
Yeah.
and it's all a feeling, and it just flows better and I
Yeah.
let it flow, but I definitely act like I'm a character preparing for a actor preparing for like a movie role.
In a role. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had in all these years had like a block of time where you just couldn't write, or has it always just kind of
Oh
been a
yeah, it's
oh
been
yeah.
times I couldn't write for a whole year, you know.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
I always believe don't force it. I believe in don't
Yeah.
forcing it. When I'm feeling like that, I just that's when I do more acting
Mhm.
or make more creative vibes like these destiny steps.
Yeah.
You go into something else. Go and model. And like I remember back when the acting scene was heavy in Michigan, and they had the tax break, so they were bringing all the films. I was on
Yeah.
a movie set every day. It's like
Wow.
no exaggeration. Every day I was on a movie set. I didn't get too many speaking roles, but I was in a lot of stuff. And then it's times the directors had me do speaking roles like literally 52 times in a row to the point the
Yes.
actors are like, he said the part already.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll think I'm gonna be in the movie and I'm not. So, but that's
Yeah.
all like to me, I call those the intern days. But I was literally because they got crazy hours. You would get home three in
Oh,
the
for sure.
morning, then
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
be back on set at 9 a.m. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember it was a time where I was recording music and doing that at the same time, like every day.
Wow.
And then it
Jeez.
was times where like I'm like, I got a creative block. I can't write nothing. And I'll just be on a movie set all day.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah. You still
remember,
continue the grind and that creativity just in
yeah,
a different way. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was
Does
just
that
gonna
always help
say,
you kind of go back?
you said what?
Does that always kind of help you go back to like being able to write more and give you some of that flow back again and break that the blockage up?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and sometimes it inspires you. Like I might not be
Yeah.
recording, but then if you're taking photos or making content or acting, because it's a lot of roles I don't get, but that's still a
Yeah.
fun process. Getting a role, I still prepare for it. I got to do the audition tape, and it still adds to my acting reel. I believe in always trying to get some type of work done. A
Yeah.
lot of people think the work is just being in the movie or the album being out, but the work is Kobe in the gym shooting them 1,000
Yeah. In the
jumpers a
back.
day.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
it's what Kobe do when he not in the
Yeah.
game that
Yeah.
shows why he got the championships and he on the floor and he one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I
You
think
know,
that's the hard part about being a musician is everybody think it's that easy, put the album out and it's all good, whereas, no. I mean I've seen the behind. I've never put out an album. I put out songs, but I've never put out an album. And I've seen, my best friend do that and she
mhm,
just grinds. And I've been fortunate enough to be in the presence of a lot of artists doing this show where I get to go behind the scenes and see how they actually do it. And it is a grind. It is every single day you're in there, practicing one spot of the drums or, getting a solo or, getting the words perfect and like, okay, that didn't work today. I don't like that line today. Let's change that, or whatever it is, like
absolutely.
it's always a change and it's always the back end that and I think that's great that you use the Kobe analogy because it's so true. People don't understand like it is all about the shooting from all angles to be
Yeah.
able to make the three pointers,
Yes.
and to get to his let's just say him for an example, like his level, you have to. It's every day. It's 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, just shooting the whole time,
Yep.
And I think that's a good way, like a good analogy because it shows determination and where people draw from when they want to be that great, and I think that's so powerful in music because it does take so much energy and time and finesse of what you're doing and honing in on it, right?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it makes me sad that I'm such a sicko and psycho with it because I have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
So it's like if I see one shirt, I have to have every color.
Okay.
Like I just go so with music when I really because I had been doing it forever. I had been doing it
Yeah.
since like 10, I want to say. But it was just like that's a cool thing. It was like a hobby. I didn't take it serious. I was just doing it.
Yeah.
But when I made up my mind that I was like like this is what I'm doing with my career, my life,
Yeah.
I stopped living. I stopped having a life. Like it literally took everything,
Zoomed. Yeah.
and I'm still not known or Martel Smooth, but I know I see my influence in the game.
Yeah.
uh I don't get the credit. You never gonna get the credit. You can't do it for credit. But I
Yeah.
definitely be seeing my influence. But I gave up my life for it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't play no games about it. I was into watching basketball. I stopped watching basketball. I stopped watching everything. I literally just stopped everything. It messed up my relationships. Uh, I lost a lot of friendships because I just gave everything to that.
Yeah.
I did not care about maintaining relationships.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the sad part.
Yeah.
I'm just now getting to the point of my life where I'm starting to live a little bit more.
You can do both. Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
it
and
took that type of focus to get good at it.
right. That's
That's
what
what
I
I
was
tell
saying.
people. I
Yeah.
took financial sacrifices. You know, I'm a smart guy. I'm not a dummy, so it's like I never focused on money. But if I focused on money, I would have been a millionaire by now. But I
Yeah.
didn't focus on it. I had to focus on getting right. So you know how many times I had to take jobs that allowed me the flexibility to have the time to work on my craft
Yeah.
and had to take less money because of that, but I got the freedom to work on it. It took so long for me to get good. Yeah, I had a talent, but I had to hone that talent and work
Yes.
on that talent for it to get good,
Yeah.
great.
Work out that muscle. Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's
yes,
the hard part, right, of music, where everybody doesn't really realize that it's not it doesn't just take the talent, it also takes the work into the talent, making it, the best at your level of whatever that is that you can be at that time in your life, and
yes. And
it
you're
makes
never too
sense.
good.
Yeah, exactly. But it makes sense, right? Like all of the people that are great at what they are, whether it's Russell Wilson in football or Kobe in basketball or, whoever it is, it's this they'll all tell you it's all about, you know, the one of the best things that I think I could say about it is like I always have thought about I really was influenced when it came to like I love sports, and so like
Okay.
when I football is like my main one, but I love
Uh-huh.
basketball too. But like I always took when Russell Wilson came on the scene, his whole thing was the separation is in the preparation. That was
Mm.
like
Ooh.
his line, right? And
Ooh.
so I've had that line on my entire life. Like, okay, I got to prepare to make this to pull myself from
Yep.
everybody else, And in 2020, when everybody was doing this because nobody could sing, right? Like in person.
Yep.
So this became popular and everybody wanted to be an interviewer, right? Where like for me, I was like, okay, well, some people are just doing country, some people are just doing R&B, some whatever, right? And so I was like, screw all of that. I'm going to do, the whole world, and I'm
Mm.
going to do every genre, and I'm going to do every age. And,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I'm just going to make it so a free for all. And here I am almost 6 years later, and I'm almost the only person doing it, right? There's only
True.
a few of us left in the
True.
hundreds that there were in 2020, right?
True.
So like I have always felt that you're right, like the dedication behind it, you're sacrificing, yes, but you're sacrificing for the success of future. You're preparing yourself for the future and preparing that person in the future of who you're going to be. And so, do you have kind of a mantra like that you kind of live by, or is it just kind of in general that's just who you are?
It's definitely just who I am, but at the same time, I believe in be you, everyone else is taken. That's one I go by all the time. And it kind of keeps you centered, keep you
Wow.
focused. It's a reminder. So that's why the process is so organic. Because long
Yeah.
as you stay you, long as you stay true to you, it's going to come out how it's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And everything's, so it's like I believe in that. But definitely what keep me in that military mode, meditation,
Mm.
prayer, and watching documentaries. That's
Yeah.
what keep me like I'm training like when I'm training like a boxer,
Yeah. Yeah.
documentaries, meditation, prayer. And I also find it that before creating the music, I get really locked in spiritually as well. And I get into this set routine. I'm
Yeah.
getting up every morning at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and I'm locked in with meditation and light some incense. And that always helps with the creation process as
Mm.
well. I find it that it just starts to flow. I
Yeah.
get a good workout in. When I'm meditating, working out, and getting up at a certain time, like them wee hours in the morning,
Yeah.
that's
Where
when
it's
it's that
quiet.
special feeling. That
Yeah.
special feeling.
Yeah. Where you're locked in and it's quiet
Yeah,
before the
exactly.
rest of the world comes out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, no,
I do that all the
absolutely.
time. Except I'm the opposite. I'm always at night, like the
Okay.
10,
Yep.
12, 11, 1,
Yep. I hear you.
but yeah, like I understand that. It's I think as creatives, you kind of have to find that balance, right? Of where it actually allows you to be in that zone, and because I feel like creatives are always like creative all the time, we're
Yep.
always just everywhere, because I'm a musician too, and I
Hmm.
paint and all these other things, right? Like I've
Yep.
always been that artist in every aspect, but
Hmm.
I feel like it's always like every single moment of your life, and so to like be able to like focus on one thing just then, and
Hmm.
and block out the rest of the world like a horse with blinders, like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I have to focus on right now, and I would love to be with you tonight, but I can't. I'm sorry. I gotta, like, it's just, and I've had to do that with this show too, of like everybody being like, well, you only have 2,000 followers, or you're not doing enough, or whatever. I run this thing every single day, like every hour,
Exactly.
and it's crazy the amount of like, um and that too, I was gonna say, like you were saying earlier about like your family and stuff thinking you were gonna be a preacher. So did they did they eventually kind of come around to the fact that you're kind of preaching in a different way, and support this now that you're like in it, and it's life now?
Yeah. See, my mom, she told me that story. It was her and her mother, which is my grandmother. My grandmother is now deceased. Rest in peace, grandma. But yeah, my mom when I told her, mom will support you if you want to be an astronaut, So
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like she supported out the gate. She
Yeah.
out the gate she did. I think after a while though, after it started taking so long, I think it's like, okay, that's just who he is. Like
Yeah.
she said all
Right.
the time, like he's not gonna stop doing that till he's 80 years old. Like she
Yeah.
know me. So it's like, yeah, but my mom always told me, she always said, you're gonna be an actor one day. Like,
Mhm.
um, the way I sign my name, I've been doing it like this uh, since I was like 10 years old. I've been
Oh,
just
wow.
I'll
Yeah.
be I'll be in the back of a classroom and just signing
Yeah.
my name on. And I didn't know, never knew why I was doing it. I just always did it.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I started saying I'm training myself without
Yeah.
knowing it. I don't know. It's a weird, and it's not about fame or nothing, but it's just something I always did. I've always signed my name and just practiced my signature. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Yeah.
she saw that and she used to be like, you're gonna be a actor one day. It
Yeah.
was back before I even started acting. I'm talking about like a little kid, and I'm like, all right.
Um,
Then when I started doing music, she said, I'm not saying your music isn't good or you're not going to do anything with it, but I think you're going to be an actor. You may still do music, but you're going to be an actor.
yeah.
And as I started getting into it, I'm like, whoa, because I love them equally. I love acting just as well as music. It's just music you can do yourself. I could be in one room, don't got to wait on nobody. With acting, you got to get all these actors and get like I'm willing to direct it, write it. I script write. I got scripts. I got plenty of movie ideas and things. I got, but the getting the people and I don't really like. I didn't have a social life. I
Yeah,
really don't have a social life. Everything goes to the grind. So
yeah.
it's like and
Even now,
everyday life. So
even now,
it's
are you still like that?
you know
Even
yeah.
now, you're still like that?
Now, I mean, well, I gave everything up for this. So it's like I
Yeah,
look up and once I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm good enough where I have a handle on this. I know how to live and still do this. It's like you look up, you ain't seen friends in 15 years, 10 years. It's like, okay, and then I'm not into making new friends like that. It got to be
yeah,
organic, like
yeah,
doing things like this. I meet creatives and other people like in this world that I'm like, we're cool, but
yeah,
I ain't met no friends. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so
I can understand that. Like when the beginning of this, I just happened to like know I'm from Seattle, so like I was in the Seattle scene since I was 19 in 2001,
okay,
and so like I performed a little bit when I was 19, and then I found that being on stage was not my thing,
mm,
and so though I could do it with being a drummer, but being like a singer and now didn't work, but
uh-huh,
that aside, I find that like you start to meet the people and your tribe,
true.
of people. And through this, I've met so many people and become was so friends with so many people all over the world. And
Oh,
I
that's
think that's the
cool.
beauty of it, right? Like
Yeah, that
you don't
is. That
necessarily
is
have to be with everybody right here in the
true.
in in front of you, which it's nice to see people in person, but like I have through this I have good friends that aren't I have never met them in person, but we talk
Yeah,
consistently in here, and
yeah,
so I agree. I think you kind of have to you have to find your balance, I think is what it is. If you're more social or you're more
yes.
introverted or whatever, like you kind of have to find your own balance, but also doing I'm glad you said like you like them both. I was curious if you liked more than the other, of like which one really spoke to you more than the other, but yeah, it seems as if you kind of cohesively can love them both at the same time and do them
Mhm.
both interchangeably.
Oh
Um,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. I just
yeah,
be glad. I want to act so much more than I do, but it's so much that goes
yeah.
into it, man.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's definitely something like talk about the preparation behind it. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I tried and I was like, no, that's not for me either. I'm not meant for that life.
But that's all about knowing who you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I
100%.
feel you. No,
100%. Well,
absolutely.
I mean, I would love for you. Can you share some of your music? I mean, we've been talking for forever and I love it,
Yeah.
but I also want you to be able to share some of your music too.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely.
All
Give
right, guys.
me.
Well, I'm going to let him take it away then.
All right. Project Do Not Disturb. Bear with me. I'm getting the music now. Let's see. I do apologize. I had it queued up, but we got lost in the conversation. I got lost in the conversation. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, this song is called "Can't Change Me." It's off the new project Martel Smooth and Jay Macy. Do Not Disturb. and it's my favorite project song off the project. It's called "Can't Change Me." Oh baby, you can't change me. Oh baby, you can't change me. No, oh baby, you can't change me. No, ain't no changing. Oh, ain't no changing. No, won't be no rearrangements. Still the pain, no changing. Can't bring the pain, I break it. Can't be stopped, just saying. All I know is what I think I know when I see that count. 2, 3, I'm in my zone. Been this way since you go, bro. Tell me it's like that. I'll be right back. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Tell me it's like that. I'll be right back. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Oh, baby, you can't change me. Oh, baby, you can't change me. Oh, baby, you can't change me. I'm changing. Oh, ain't no changing. Oh, think you can change me, that's disturbing and insane to me. About the promises and letters that you gave to me. I see it now, I was all just a game to me. To keep the bread and was really just a shame to me. You said you're sorry, hope time you was just a lane to me. Control this crazy, baby, there is just no change to me. We stay in two, I hope like you was only blaming me. I'm in the closet now, packing up all your things. I stole your Gucci belt, your suitcase, and your diamond rings. You found it well, but I think really it was showing on me. Now don't be mad, but I let down the shit in exchange of these. I wrote this song while I was sitting here in your please. I know you'll hear it. Add it to your playlist. I was your dearest. Said I was an illest. Said this love song. Now I know you'll feel that. You couldn't change me. And now you're in your feelings. Oh, baby, you can change me. Oh, baby, you can change me. No, oh, baby, you can't change me. No, ain't no changing. Oh, ain't no changing. No. God made me strong, he made. All right, so that was Can't Change Me, Martel Smooth and Jay Macy. Do Not Disturb, the joint project is out right now. And then I'm gonna just play Free Fall, which is also off the project, Martel Smooth and Jay Macy, Do Not Disturb. The project is called, I mean, the song is called Free Fall. Now you gotta bring me peace. All's peace and blessings. If you play with me, I teach that ass a lesson. But if you bring me peace, I could be your biggest blessing. I'm a born leader, knew that shit since I had a lesson. Tell me what you need, I could be your recipe. We about the ball, and there ain't no sympathy. Even when it's poor, they MVP. Never been a sheep, cause I always been a king. Come in once you spoil me, I treat you like you royalty. Only thing I ask for is give me all your loyalty. Put you in positions like a lowercase letter G. Do you feel me? Do you get me? Come in, little mommy, fold you up like oh, Tommy. I come and beat for prayer for war. Come and try me. I'm about to beat it up all night. I caught a body strong on it like a robbery. I stay in touch, but I'm so out of reach.
I said I'm so in love with you and I don't know what to do. It's always been me, that's the recipe. Makes it right with the lean, call it codeine. When the Hennessy, drunk eyes, you the one for me. These eyes, I cannot see. I want no sympathy, just want you with me. Can't you see I'm the goat in the family? Like a bull with nine horns that are after me. So it's time for me, me check it back for me. One love, no hate, that's destiny. Look into my eyes, what can we be? Essentially, you're meant for me. I said I'm so in love with you when I don't know what to do. You hate me, but you love me. Don't wanna hate me, it's complicated. Love is patient, love is kind, love is humble, it ain't blind. Do you know what's up? I don't know what's up. You love me, you hate me. I don't know what love is. Come from broken from my father. Hoping you this sound. And you can give me the feeling. Oh, I said I'm so in love with you when I don't know what to do.
All right. And those were the two songs. So thank you for letting me play those.
Yeah. So let's briefly talk about your shoes situation. So are you working with somebody to bring those shoes to life, or are you just kind of taking shoes you find and making them your own?
Yes. Well, I want to say about a year ago, I spoke with the company. And we were basically partner. We're partner. They distribute the shoes. I design them.
Yeah.
We split a percentage of the sales. Now the marketing is on me. I'm still that. That's why you trying to get the shoes out there. But I'm very proud of them, and they have a very good meaning behind them. Even the way I design the shoe box. It's all these
Yes,
different
I saw
people.
that. Yeah.
Everybody's walking, taking steps.
Yeah.
So you in your path, I'm on mine. Everybody way out there, we all taking our separate paths, but we can take
Right.
destiny steps together. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you're awesome, and I think you had a lot of good points for people and artists, and a lot of good things to express on how to be like a successful at what you're doing. I mean, obviously you are. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on and sharing, your music and your style and your how you go about it, because it's definitely needed. I think a lot of people need to know that it is a grind and
Oh,
it is hard.
yeah.
It takes preparation. It takes your life of just zoning in on it. So
Yes, yes.
thank you for that. And why don't you share like where they people can find you and your music and stuff,
Yes,
even the
absolutely.
shoes
So
for
on
that.
all platforms, Martel Smooth, Martelsmooth. That's on streaming platforms, social media. You can find me there. All my links are in the bio on my Instagram. And that leads to the shoes. It leads to music. Leads it
Yeah.
leads to pretty much everything on me. So and thank you also for the opportunity to be on your platform.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, everybody, I am we're going to sign off here, but I'm so thankful you again that you came on, and everybody go follow him and follow his music and his journey. I think we all can learn a little bit about that positivity these days.
Oh
And
yes.
keeping straight with that. So, you know, the way of the world right now, you know, there's a lot of negativity. So I feel like you know, let's find those people that are positive and bring the music out with that. So um,
Absolutely.
if you want to get a hold of him, go ahead and follow his socials. Other than that, thank you for following and thank you for showing or for watching. And as always, subscribe if you haven't yet. We have a new artist every single week, so be sure to follow that. And we appreciate everybody that supports this show. So thank you. And as we announced, the summer showcase is in August on the 16th. So if you want to support that, all the money is going towards breast cancer research and the artists that are performing. So if you feel like
Okay.
you want to give to that, then please do that. You can see at the bottom here, I put all of the information for that as well as the Venmo is the local music scene. So just be sure to do that if you're feeling called to do that. Other than that, we appreciate you, everybody. Go be amazing and let your music just fly out. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.